Hello Cruising World, Big the Suit Guy with you. Today I'm going to give you a quick video, because there's not too much to show you, about embarkation in the port of Manhattan in New York, where we recently went to go on Carnival Venezia. Very simple, very quick, very efficient. I will say on debarkation day we did a back-to-back on both days. One of the escalators wasn't working. Whether that's a permanent thing, I don't know, but it definitely slowed it down a little bit, but not too much. I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult getting on board from what I'd heard from other people than we found it to be. It was a little bit weird that on the 5-day, on the 12-day, if you're aware of this, there's no real priority on a Journeys cruise because there's usually so many platinum and diamond people on board that they don't have priority boarding on those cruises, understandably. On the shorter cruises, where there's less, there's typically priority boarding. Now the weird thing is, on the 5-day there was priority boarding, but they closed the priority area. So you know, there's usually an area for platinum guests and an area for diamond guests, an area for suite guests. There wasn't one. There is one, but they closed it off. So we were led to believe that there wasn't going to be priority boarding on the 5-day, which was kind of strange, and there ended up being so, but it was closed. I don't know. So not that big a deal. I'm not worried. I'm not that guy. I'm not that diamond guy. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, quick video to show you. I thought it was a very smooth process. One thing I will warn you about if you've not been to New York. Very expensive. Hotels, especially near the port, very expensive. Book as early as you can, especially if your cruise is leaving on a Sunday, which our second one was. Saturday night hotels in New York. Woohoo! Get ready. It's like Miami, but more expensive. So yeah, know that. But other than that, very smooth process, as you're about to see. Quick video, probably quicker than I'm spending rabbiting on at you right now. Here we go. All right, first off, let's check where this terminal actually is, the port, the Manhattan Port Terminal. Pretty much it's on 55th and 11th, if you are familiar with the layout of New York. The biggest main street near it would be 57th. 55th is not quite such a big street. But bear in mind, there are also ports in Bayonne and all over the place. This is the Manhattan Cruise Terminal that you want, not those. Okay, got it? Good, let's carry on. I found it a very easy port to get around. Here we are outside. There's a Carnival Venezia waiting for us. There was a ramp that we came up off of the main street that dropped us off. The porters weren't exactly plentiful. We did have to look for a porter, not what I'm used to. But once you find them, it's all good. Certainly not as many as I've seen in other ports. But once we dropped our bags off, we were able to walk down and come into the main port. So you're going to walk all the way down this way. When you get off the ship, you kind of leave from down below. So all the buses go from underneath us right now. So you'd walk out. You see on the right-hand side where there's 2 levels. When you get off the ship, you're going to come off on the lower level. So kind of makes sense. But then the buses go off to it. You'll come up a little side ramp for a drop-off area right here. And you can see everybody there either waiting to get away or waiting to get on the ship. We got there quite early. So it wasn't too busy right now. So I wanted to get some video for you. So that's the outside area of the port, Manhattan Port Terminal. And you'll come inside here where I am made to turn the video camera off, unfortunately. But this is where you would go in and you got your lines with your priority, etc., etc. So once we got through that, this was inside the main port terminal area. You could just go check in at one of those desks. And then once you've checked in, you'll come down and sit and wait around here until you're called on the ship. There's the diamond area was opposite us right there. And here we are leaving the port. Figured I'd throw this one in there because it's kind of a cool little video. There's Manhattan in the background. And you're going to pan around and you're going to see the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. It's kind of cool. So yeah. Not a bad little way to leave the port. Easy port to get around. All right, there you go. A quick look at the port of Manhattan. I didn't get any video of the debarkation on the way out, but that was really smooth for us. We actually, because the Ubers were so expensive, we flew into LaGuardia on the way there. And an Uber from LaGuardia just to our hotel, which was not far from the port. We stayed at a place called the Hotel. That was interesting. Leave that one there. but $80, I think it was, for an Uber, and the taxi drivers were advertising that they were $50, but it was on the meter. And I know New York traffic because I lived in that area for about 4 years. So I was like, if they get stuck in traffic, that meter's just going to tick and tick and tick. So we got the Uber, spent all that money. On the way back, we had some onboard credit, so I used that to pay for the bus, the Carnival bus. Now, I will say this, and I didn't say this in the beginning, it was an absolute and utter fiasco on the way to the cruise ship for the 12-day. Literally, they had 1,000 people trying to get on the ships, it felt like, and I'm not exaggerating with the numbers, and they had like 4 buses. So they're coming from 3 different airports. They had JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark bringing people in, and I had clients that were coming in from Newark. And the first ones that got on a bus, the bus went and never came back because they took it to JFK because they had more people waiting at JFK. There were people that literally were stuck at Newark for 4 hours waiting for a bus. Consequently, a lot of them got a free bus ride from Carnival, but it was an absolute disaster. So we were expecting the worst on the way back to the airport, but clearly they sorted themselves out. It was a very smooth process. You get off the ship, you walk out, you take a left, and all the buses were there. There was somebody there, which airport you going to, get in that line, get in that line, get in that line. We were on the bus and on our way to LaGuardia in 20 minutes. So very efficient on the way out. On the way in, we didn't go that way. On the way in, we got a taxi to the hotel, or Uber to the hotel, and then we got an Uber to the port. And that was $25, and it was about a 3-minute drive, but we had a lot of bags, so we couldn't not. But yeah, nothing's cheap in New York. But just be aware that potential issues and try and get there as early as possible in case there's more mess ups. Also, believe it or not, the Venezia is cruising through winter out of New York. And I lived in New York for a winter. I don't want to leave in that weather. And so I can only imagine the roads might be an absolute nightmare as well. And plus you're leaving port in the dark every day because the time change. You couldn't pay me to cruise out of New York in the winter. But next year they've cottoned on and they're doing it out of Port Canaveral. But this year, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, with that, little quick video, nothing too crazy. Like I said in the intro, I have talked more in the intro and the outro of this video than the actual video itself. But, it's nice to see it. If you liked it, subscribe. I have a lot of other videos out there on ports and embarkation days and stuff like that, and different ones. So hopefully it's helpful. If you have any questions, please email me. My email is coming up at the end of this video. If you have any suggestions on future videos you would like me to do, let me know, and if I can, I will do them for sure. If you have any tips or cruising traditions, please email them to me. Every Monday I do a tips video where I use your tips, my tips, everybody's tips. We're all good for tips, and we share our knowledge with the cruising world. So send them to me. I do not read them in advance. I read them live online and react to your tips and make them good. Just kidding. I'm not that mean, unless your name's Dave. And then, after you subscribe, after you send me your questions and I answer them, I will say, as I always say, I will see you later, cruising world. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please, pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.